I would have to see something that would motivate me to wanna move. Can you help me understand what that next thing is in the active love that I'm missing from the dream love?
It's a hard question to answer because because if I were to give one, it seems like I'm setting up an expectation and then be another dream love. So, and I think that's why people don't choose active love over dream love, as I said with my speech. It's because they don't know what's behind, or if they simply say, oh, it's paradise, well, that's setting up another expectation for them, and that just goes back to the base level. So in terms of what you see as a result, I don't really know if you can see anything.
So then my question begs is, paradise, is that a journey or is it a destination? And if it is a destination, can I ever achieve that destination?
I definitely like the notion of it being a journey. A destination? I feel like it's an ever-approaching destination, perhaps. I mean, even Zazima in his homilies would, I believe, he said that oftentimes he would suddenly become angry because the soup was too cold or this or that. But then he would check himself and ask the question, am I worthy of being served by these people? And he would begin to love again. So I think that paradise as a destination is that moment when we check ourselves and go back to being that loving person. However, I do think that it can fall off, even if it's just for a moment. But I do think that it's perhaps a destination for someone.
Is he not worthy of being served? He's an important elder.
He's also a human just like the rest.
So what does that imply?
I think it implies that love is a very powerful thing. And that is why anybody that decides to venture into the journey of paradise and try to achieve that destinations, I guess, they have to constantly check themselves. Because we are all human, and I think I'm pretty comfortable with saying that nobody is ever truly perfect. And so it becomes the responsibility of the paradisical man, as a result of his act of love and the friends and loved one that he's brought to his table, to consistently check himself and make sure that they are all treated as the three types of loves: the loved ones, the true friends, and that, I guess, yet to be seen paradisical love.
So perhaps I can I can go through the labor and hard work to love people who might be a bit gruff and difficult. How do I and why should I love the violent and the wicked?
Are you talking about as a result of active love or dream love?
I assume we're aiming for doing it with active love.
Okay. I guess it's the idea that if we did not love them and knew we could as a result of active love, then half of their burden as a criminal would be put onto our shoulders as a result. And that's probably a very uncomfortable thing to say as a result of active love. But if perhaps like Rushenka in The Onion with Alyosha, if he did not love her or say those kind words to her as he did, then perhaps she would still be the wicked woman she was before with him. And which is why I also think that in my speech I mentioned in our vicinity, because the moment we try to save the whole world with love is the moment where we start stepping into the shoes of the Grand Inquisitor. And we try to save everyone by making them be good by taking away their will or their free will to do evil things. And that's why I believe that active love is the ripples of the ocean of love that Zazima so strongly believes exists, because he knows he cannot save everybody. He can only save those in his vicinity, but those people in his vicinity, as a result of him saving them, might save others.
How does self-love factor into that? So you say that this is kind of the foundation of active love, right? If I actually am taking care of myself and am loving towards myself, why would I want to take on the burdens of other human beings?
Because I think that there's a difference between Aristotle's version of self-love and the one that I talk about, and the one that Aristotle seems to present is the one that perhaps you might be asking about. And Aristotle, and to just put simple words, I believe he said, for self-love seems to be that we are pleased with ourselves and that we love ourselves as a result. My self-love seems to incline more that maybe it's a similar idea that we become pleased with ourselves, but for a different reason. We do not love ourselves to, prevent perhaps tough times or things like that. It's more so that we love ourselves in the sense that we are freeing ourselves from the boundaries of physical pleasures, unnecessary foods, indulgences, all of these different things. And that when we do that, our existence is more tied to the loving aspect, and then it becomes effortless to do that for others because we no longer have those boundaries, such as, like I said earlier, food, not necessary foods, pleasures, whatever, to restrict ourselves from doing that. And we become comfortable with saying, yes, I can take that pain because it doesn't matter as much as giving love to someone else to prevent him or her from passing on that pain to others.
So is self-love just moderation then? Making sure that you're not unbalanced?
That's probably a decent one-word definition, perhaps. But I do think it's a little more than simple moderation, because moderation implies that there is a moment when I no longer, when it's good to indulge myself in these pleasures, or maybe not indulge, but evoke those pleasures. However, that's not, I guess, so just thing, I guess I think the active condition, yeah, I know, I'm going off on a tangent. Guess I think of the active condition Aristotle presents where, saying that self-love is this sort of extreme side of things, it's one of the extremes of versions of love, and then those momentary benefits of life, as I mentioned, are the quick flip overs to the other side. I suppose, I guess the difference is he will not voluntarily act upon those pleasures. He will only do so if they arrive at his feet, and others perhaps are encouraging him, even just a little bit, or this or that. So long as there perhaps is no harm in it.